All right, so in this video I have a brand new pair of Yeezy 700s in the Alvah colorway, if that's how you call it. Here's a look at the shoes. These things are really crazy looking. They just remind me of the movie Aliens for some reason, but just wicked in the best way possible. Anyway, let's go ahead and get into the review of the Yeezy 700 V3. What is going on, guys? Hes here, CollectiveKicks.com. If you guys would like to shop this week's top sneaker deals that I post for you guys, check the link in the description, and happy shopping. Today I got a pair of the Yeezy 700s. Note that it's called the Yeezy 700 V3, not the Yeezy Boost 700 V3, because they don't have Boost in this one anymore. So they kind of changed things up a little bit. These are just wicked looking. I mean, honestly, they're completely reimagination of the Yeezy 700. They could have actually called these the 650s or the 780s, or I don't know what the heck they would call them. The 380s actually remind me more of these sneakers than the 700s. So I think that these look closer to like the 380s. But notice I have an itty bitty size. I got a 5.5. Through Yeezy Supply, I totally struck out on my own size. By the time I actually got through the weight screen, this was like one of the only sizes left. So I scooped up a 5.5, which actually ends up being my wife's size. So if she wants them, she can have them. But I can guarantee you she won't want these. They're a little bit too crazy for her. I can't even see her wearing these. Maybe in the original colorway, but this one's a little bit too dark and demonic looking for her. That being said, I think that these are fresh. Like, I mean, if they were in my size, I'd keep them 100%. I'm kind of bummed, actually, I don't have a pair of these in my size yet. I haven't been able to try on a pair and compare them to the 700 V1s or V2s. So if you guys have tried them on, drop a comment on how they fit, if they're true to size or not. The 700s and 700 V2s fit me a little bit snug, honestly. So I usually like to go up to a size 10 instead of a 9.5, but that's just my preference. It's not necessarily something that you need to do. If they do fit a little bit snug for you guys that did get true to size, you could always remove the insoles, something that I recommend to do quite often. But let's go ahead and give you guys a quick little overview of the sneaker, and then I'll grab some of the other Yeezy models to compare to. The shoe is heavy, first of all. It's not like light. It's a pretty hefty midsole, and this rubber midsole is actually really firm. It's not forgiving at all. I don't know what they use to make this, but it's molded really, really hard. Like hard plastic almost. I don't know if this is... I don't know how this could be comfortable. I feel like this would be something that I don't know how this could be really comfortable. It seems like something that could be more of a nuisance, but it's interesting nonetheless. And then you could see there's a lot of sculpture to the midsole. That's a lot of different curves on this bad boy. Interesting. I mean, look at that one. This curve goes all the way out. Kind of crazy. So the other thing is you can see it scoops up in the back again, like the 380s that I'll compare to in a minute. But the mesh is actually interesting too. This is like a prime knit underneath that you could see an interesting little pattern. Up close, it's like really, really defined in what that pattern is. But as you look at it from farther away, it actually looks kind of crazy. So I like the effect that they actually did, and I like the different colors and the design of it. It just looks kind of cool, in my opinion, for a prime knit. And then you have this really interesting casing around the upper that reminds me of a pair of blasts from the past that I'm gonna go grab. Drop a comment in the comment section if you guys know what model this is. This is a Nike model from 2000 that I just loved back in the day. It was a laceless sneaker. It was called the Kukini or Kukini. This is part of that Alpha Project era with the 5 dots. I love this shoe so much. It's such a bizarre shoe, but such a dope one that this is like one of the original colorways too, with the swimming pool look to it. But the reason why they look similar to me is because of this rubbery little plastic over top of the sneaker, which is definitely something that kind of looks similarly different on this pair. Now, it's obviously not something that you can pull apart, and you can't pull this one off the shoe or anything like that. It's obviously glued down, but it is kind of like rubbery-ish and jelly-like, similar to this one. The best part about this one, though, is it glows in the dark. Like, I think that was one of the craziest things that, like, you can't really see from images originally of the shoe until you see them actually glow in the dark, and they work really well. Like, it actually glows quite well. I have this little flashlight that I use for glow in the dark stuff, so I can actually shine it on it like this, and you can see even with my well lit up room that these things shine a little bit green. So the glow in the dark element of this is super rad, and I'm definitely happy that they glow in the dark. It was just a nice little plus. Again, I just wish they were in my size. But cool looking upper. I just think it looks just wicked and like organic life sort of thing. Like, it's just crazy looking. But that's like on the side panels of the shoe, but you could see it kind of comes around the back. It's kind of like a shell. And then you have the inner booty of the sneaker that actually is sewn down here. You don't need laces on that because this is all sewn in. Right down here, you see there's definitely really, really bright reflective material on each side that's super, super bright. As you can see, it's actually silver, but it looks white. Then you have this little narrow opening right here for your ankles. I don't even know if I can fit my foot down in like a pair of these in my size. It looks so small, but it has 4 little corners of the booty construction, 2 for the front and then 2 for the back heel. Not something we've seen before in the other Yeezy models, and something actually looks kind of rad. As you transition to the outsole of the shoe, again, this is not encased Boost. I don't know what this is actually inside here, but if you press on it right here, that feels soft, whatever it is, it actually feels pretty decent. But it's yellow, and you could see the bottom of the shoe. I'm sure it's probably like adiprene or something like that. It kind of does have that like alienish sort of look again on the bottom with a bunch of different pods all over the place. But really crazy, interesting looking pair of sneakers, and I think they look fresh, man. I can't wait to see what other colorways they drop in these because they've been pretty cool, the ones that we've seen so far. Also, the price point drop on these is a game changer. So the price of these V3s are $200 versus the $300 from the V1s or the V2s. So this is priced really, really well. And I think that they should make more of them because then they would sell more, because right now they're just so limited that they just sell out so quickly. But let's go ahead and grab some other sneakers out here for comparison. All right, so I got a couple out here that I think that we can draw some parallels to in the new model. First things first, as I already alluded to, the midsole, and especially that little aggressive heel that strikes upwards like that. This is definitely something that looks similar to the 380s instead of the other ones. And even the midsole kind of looks the same, but this is super hard plastic. This is not. This is really rubbery comparison and really soft as you get down to the bottom of it. I actually really like these aliens. I'm surprised that the last pair of 380s flopped, I guess, so hard. But yeah, it's crazy. These things are one of the most comfortable Yeezys that I put on my feet. Obviously, a big difference on the upper. This is mostly primed knit with some weird plastically looking material right there, and this is primed knit on the outer shell with a neoprene inside of the shoe. And this is like a one-piece construction. This is like a two-piece in a sense. But both of these don't have any like real tongues. They're just like mock tongues. So this is a Yeezy Boost 700 V1, and this is the Wave Runner colorway, the original one that I actually just got a double up on from the Adidas app. For some crazy reason, they had a restock. First things first, though, the comparison to the outsoles, obviously totally revamped and different. I mean, they didn't use one bit of tooling the same on this model as this one. It's literally like a completely different shoe, but this one has prime knit and rubber material on it. This one has mesh and suede. Like the only thing that's similar on both of these shoes is the toe guard right here has a similar look to it. That's it. Literally that is the only part. So as you went from the V1 to the V2, you could see the outsole was exactly the same. Midsole was exactly the same on both. The upper is where they changed things up a little bit, use a little bit of fused material on the side, but mostly just real panels and everything else again, and the detached tongue and everything else looks kind of like a normal sneaker. The major commonality again is that toe. So that's probably the only thing that's like similar on all three is that little toe guard right there. Everything else is completely revamped. Even the lace style's been completely different, from ovals to ropes. The V2s versus the V3s, you could see has that line action down the sides of the shoe, but this one's like a fused material and this is prime knit. So yeah, I guess that's kind of similar as well, but for the most part, man, these things are like totally different beasts. But I like them, and I like both of them, and I think that this is one of those models that definitely takes a special individual to wear. They definitely look funky and different, and the price point changing to $200 is a drastic price point difference, so happy to see that. But all in all, I'd like to see more colorways, and I want to be able to get a pair actually for my own feet so I can actually wear them. So anyways, what do you guys think about the Yeezy 700 V3s? Do you guys like them, dislike them? Leave some comments and let me know in the comment section what you guys feel about the V3s. I think the price point again is just decent at least. But I can't be the only one waiting for those Yeezy Croc looking things, man. I'm sure those are going to be coming soon. Anyway, have a good rest of the day. Subscribe if you're new to the channel, notification bell to be notified of when my videos are posted. And we'll see you guys hopefully for some more videos very soon. Peace, guys.